This is another video brought to you by the Ichiban Productions. Like, comment, subscribe. So welcome everyone, happy days are here again. We're back with another tech review. It's something slightly different for the channel. We're looking at a cordless grass and hedge trimmer by Parkside. If you live in the glorious United Kingdom, you may have seen Parkside before. Of course, it is Lidl's finest. Now, generally, their tools and stuff are pretty good quality, and they, of course, come with a 3-year warranty, which is pretty good. So if in doubt, if you don't like it or it breaks or whatever, you can just take it back, full refund. Although this bad boy was super cheap, it was only $16.99, and it looks absolutely ideal for what I want it for. Hands up, complete transparency, I do not like gardening, it does my head in. However, we do have an agreement with my partner, and one of the things that my responsibility around the house is the garden and making sure it's mown. So as soon as I realised that was my responsibility, I went out and bought a robotic lawnmower. Oh my goodness, I do love it, it does a fantastic job. However, although it does an amazing job, the way it works, it's got boundary wires around the outside of the garden to stop it just going off and doing its own thing. One of the problems is it can mow over the boundary wires, but it won't go too far over them. So we've got boundary wires that go by a fence, and it doesn't mow right up to the fence. So therefore, we got grass and all sorts of horrible things growing up by the side of the fence. Now, it does my girlfriend's head in, and I totally respect that. So one way of getting rid of it is to use a strimmer, but the problem is the strimmer, because that's exactly what it sounds like, it whacks the grass all up the fence and makes it a horrible green colour. So what I have been doing is using a pair of scissors, which is cripplingly slow and painful. So I saw this and thought this will solve the job. So I want to find out for you guys, is it worth $16.99? Does it do the job? And does it bring harmonial peace to our relationship? Let's find out. You know what happens next? We take a look at the box. So on the outside of the box, we've got a picture of what's included. That's a hedge trimmer and that's a grass trimmer, so hopefully it should be perfect. Lithium iron, runs for an hour, which sounds good to me. And it's 2-in-1, and it's also got a built-in battery, which sounds good. Hopefully it'll do the job. On the side, we've got another picture of it. On the back, we've got all the information. You can read that for yourselves. Basically, hopefully it works. But one thing I did see is, my goodness, it's USB-C. It's already got some special points for me. And on the side, we've got more information in case you need it. That's enough of the box. Let's crack it open and see what's inside. Now, this shouldn't be too difficult to open. The funny thing was, in Lidl, most of these were already opened and been messed around with. This one looked like it hadn't at all. So opening it up, we got ourselves an absolutely ludicrously thick instructions manual. It's probably got every language in the world, because obviously Lidl is a European brand. No, not reading all that, because of course, you know, reading is for prisoners. Next thing that's caught my eye, of course, is the glorious cable. It doesn't feel particularly good quality, but it is USB-A, of course, to USB-C, so that is a massive win in my eyes. Next, I think it's time we've all been waiting for. It is the product itself. Not too bad, doesn't feel as heavy as you'd expect. And there it is, Parkside rubberized grip. What does this all do? We've got this thing here that does something, and back and forth, and no idea what that all does. I guess that, yeah, takes the blade on and off. I'm not going to pretend to know, so what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to mess around with it and give you a probably. What is that? Let's hold the video here, and let's have a closer look at what all this does. Right, now who's laughing, Mr. Parkside? I did have to read the instructions. Now, the button on the front does release the blades, swaps it all up, which is pretty good. Now, the one on the top, if you pull it back, you can twist it so you can get a cool angle on this, which I think is pretty cool. It doesn't turn completely one way, but it does go 90 degrees one side, which is good. Now, that's the charging indicator, so to let you know how much juice is in this. Now, what I do like actually here is, I did wonder whether you could just like blade one-handed, which is quite dangerous. Though to actually be able to use this product, you've got to press the safety catch in one side, and there you go, it should work. And press it the other, and there it goes. Now, one thing I do like, and I did wonder what on earth this was, this is a safety catch, so this product will only work when this has been pushed in. So I'm not going to push it in now, because I don't want to mess around with it too much when it's out in the wild, but you're going to have to plug that in if you want it to work. It's a nice little safety catch. Well done, Parkside, you've thought about my safety here. last but not least, we've got the 2 blades. First one, what do we got here? We've got the Hedge trimmer blade, which clips on in. I also like the way it's got a protective shield. It's covered in oil already, as my father said that if you're going to use a Hedge trimmer, you have to oil it every time. Don't worry, Dad, I oil it every single time. So here we go, clipped in. There we go, nice and easy. Although that does not feel like it's in at all. That's better. Bit of force, it's clipped in, away you go. Take it out, you press it, slide it straight off, which is absolutely fine. And then last but not least, we've got the grass cutter, which I think is the bit I'm most interested in. Again, you can see that it's pre-oiled, pretty good. You know what to do now. Clip it in. Ooh, clip. Not fully in. There we go, in, ready to go. And therefore we can release it from there. Really, oh gosh, that's expensively wrecked. Very, very nice. I do have one other cheeky thing to show you. If you watch my channel, I bet you can guess what's coming up now. Boom, cheeky cut. Did you manage to guess what this additional product is? It is, oh, here it is. It is a case. Now, I know what you're thinking. This isn't a proper case for this product. However, it is like a mini toolbox. You can open it up. This is $3.99 as well from Lidl. Get rid of that. We don't need that. However, it does look like it's perfect sized for... Here it is. There it is. So we've got ourselves a proper case, and hopefully that can fit in one side, and that one can go in on top. What about the cable? Can that go in there? Look at that. You'd be so proud, Dad. Oh, be careful though, because those little hinges aren't super good. But there we go. We got ourselves a little carrying case for the product, the little Hedge trimmer, the grass trimmer. I am well pumped to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave the review here. I'm going to have to charge this up to max because, you know, on a lot of batteries, they've got to be charged properly before use. Hopefully give you some footage of me actually trimming some grass, trimming some hedges. I'm sure you'll love it. And then I'll give you my final review. Was this worth the money? I mean, it's just over 20 quid all in. I mean, how can you go wrong? Stick around. Let's find out. And I'm back like I said I'd be back. I have used this for a little bit. I've trimmed some grass and I've trimmed a hedge, and honestly I can say I am hugely impressed. So let's cut straight to it. Let's show you before, after and during footage of, first of all, cutting some grass. I can honestly say that that was absolutely easy as pie. It cut through the grass and the weeds and all the disgraceful things like a hot knife going through butter. So I can highly recommend it for cutting grass. But what about for cutting a hedge? Again, before, after and during. Check it out. Again, that did a fantastic job. It made a little bit more hard work than I'd have liked. I think this would be good for trimming, you know, like a hedge or something like that. However, if you want to do a full-on cut of that sort of frontage, you're going to need a proper hedge trimmer. But this does do an adequate job of touching up, so pretty good. So I was watching the earlier clips that I filmed before using this, and I thought what I'd do for you guys is just confirm how you use it. So first things first, you plug in the emergency stop business, which clips in like that. And then what you do is you push in either that side or that side, whatever's convenient for you. And then you pull the trigger up, and there you go. Woo! Totally works as expected. I also like you got the battery indicator on the front, which is perfect. That was the eject button. And then this one did turn it sideways if you wanted a bit more of a 90-degree thing. I personally didn't find that as comfortable as this. so I used it in normal mode. The grip was really nice. I did find a little bit my finger was slipping off this because I think it's a little bit more sensitive than you expect it to be, but overall for the money I was absolutely blown away. Let's not forget the safety here. Unclip that. Honestly, hugely impressed. With that in mind, you know what time it is. It's star rating time, and I think there's only one thing I could possibly give this. It's going to be about 5 stars out of 5 stars. This is absolutely superb. It worked, an absolute treat. I was really impressed with how well it managed to cut the grass, so the garden is looking a little bit better, shall we say. I would say this is an absolute must buy. I think it was about 15, 16 quid, something like that from Lidl. And the little carrying case was a couple of quid. So all in, 20 quid. Absolute bargain, must buy. Get down your Lidl, get you one of these. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a cheeky thumbs up. That means more people can see it and make an informed decision to buy this absolute beast. It tells the algorithm it was a good video. If you enjoyed any of my videos whatsoever, enjoyed this one, please press the subscribe button. It should be appearing up here or over there. Just press the subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. I'm desperately trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm slowly but surely getting there. But to be honest, the fact that anybody's engaging with my content means the world to me. And a can of Coke, you deserve it for subscribing. If you've got any questions or comments, post them in the comment section below. I reply to each and every comment. If you've got any questions or anything at all, post it. I always make a habit of replying. Because if you've got time for me, I got time for you. And with that in mind, you know what I'm going to say. Look after yourself, take care of the people around you, and most importantly, stay out of trouble.